things that I've been taking, which most of us have for the last 2 years: vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, really high quality products, even a turmeric component, a D3 that comes from algae. So it's all these things that we need to build our immune system, cellular repair. It's a feel-good supplement. There's a ton of, of research behind it. I'm a little bit geeky in the science department, so I'm really into NAD. I know you said that you were as well. They just got the seal of approval from Goop, but it's nice to have a supplement that you could take that has all of these things that we need. And when times are stressful, improving NAD levels is a really good thing. People weren't really talking about NAD before. True Niagen helps sort of, boost those NAD levels, right? It's not like we're taking NAD. So it's really interesting. It's real. I've been taking it faithfully for 5 years and I love it. So you're going to take a supplement, cellular metabolism, like cellular health. I think this is it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't take much and I never really knew what NAD plus was. And then one day I did, and I do lots of other things to remain as youthful as possible. It's just, It is. And I'm like, why wouldn't I want to try this?
Yeah.
And it really, right? It's just.
Yeah, no. I agree. I mean, it supports healthy aging, right? So it supports heart health in conjunction with exercise. It improves your NAD levels. So there's all of these things that are happening that we take for granted that we have available naturally to us when we're younger. And as we begin to age, we have to tweak the system a little bit. We have to manipulate it a little bit. So I take it every day and sometimes too. So the new True Niagen Immune is meant to work in conjunction with the True Niagen Blue Bottle. So I've been taking that one. I take a couple a day, sometimes more if I need it. But why not? We want all the love and help we can get, right?
Listen, I feel anyone that criticizes is like 22 and you're like, say what you want, but there's other things I do to remain youthful. So why not this?
Everyone in my circle is taking it. If you're 35, 40 plus, everybody I know is taking it. And they've made it really easy. And they've really simplified it now with the True Niagen Immune, because you've got all these other things. Like I usually have everything laid out, right? Everything's divided in my little vitamin pack. And that's what I'm taking: C, D, zinc, and curcumin, and my NADs. So now they've combined them together. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And they're the first one to do that.
Wow. Right. Like the less you need to take and have it all in one place.
Make life easy. Let's feel better.
Listen, we all need our energy, right? Like you work hard on your businesses. I want to say also because, there's so many like Hollywood divorces and there's so much BS that you hear. Like, I think, like you and like David Charvet, like the way you guys, it was just like you were so successfully co-parenting and like, how do you do that? There's a lot of divorce in my family that didn't go so well. And like, what advice, right? And like, what advice do you want to give to people out there? Because like divorce gets messy for a lot of people, and especially when there's kids involved, and co-parenting doesn't really happen very easily.
It does. Well said. I mean, divorce happens to everyone in the family. It's not just the parents. Everybody gets a divorce, Let me define that a little bit, because it's not that you're divorcing your children, but I mean, everybody sort of goes through it. So David and I really chose to take the high road for our kids. We also have a deep love and a long history, and we've known each other since we were 21 and 22. And yeah, maybe we weren't great as husband and wife in that role, but we are friends and we have a mutual respect, and we raise our kids together, and we do everything for the better good of our children. And then we also meet each other with honesty, in our own process of change. And I've had to sort of redesign my life and reinvent what I thought love looked like a couple times. So I would just tell people that, like, have a better working relationship divorce than you did when you were married, or you'd still be married, right? And it is possible. And communicate and just have boundaries and, define what you need. And I think that communication is such a big part of it. And I know it's easier said than done. Not everybody's that lucky, but defining boundaries and, be a peacemaker. I'm a peacemaker. I try.
I mean, that's good advice, right? Like,
be a peacemaker in life, right? Like,
just be a peacemaker, guys. Like, there's a lot going on out there, right?
Jeez.
Do you have any do you have any wedding plans? I mean, I know you're engaged now, like anything. What can
Not
you
yet.
tell us about your upcoming wedding? Is there anything planned
Nothing
now?
yet. I mean, it's been pandemic, like nothing yet. Next year,
What's the
hopefully.
rush, right?
It's just a weird time, you know?
Do you want to have like a big wedding? Like, do you know, or you haven't really thought that much
Well,
into it?
I didn't before. So I think our daughters are pushing for that.
Really?
So I'm open. I'm open. We're trying to figure it out.
See, that's like, that says something when like the children actually want the big wedding, right?
Yeah. By the way, that says a lot.
It does, right? I mean, again, I've been part of many blended families with like divorced parents, and like it's when the kids are pro a big wedding, that says a lot.
Thank you. I agree.
What about, like I talk about like, obsessions in TV. I fell down a dark rabbit hole of the A&E Playboy documentary. I was obsessed. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Not.
Well, it's really just, but I'm more into the reality genre, but it sucks you in. But, like having been a former like playmate or, you were in Playboy, like, what do you think about all these things that are said about Hugh Hefner that, there's a lot.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I mean, I wasn't a playmate, so I did a celebrity pictorial. So just to like, the playmate probably was a different world because you're kind of there and you're at the mansion and you're a little bit more involved. I didn't really interact with him at all, and I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I wasn't really in that world, even though I graced the cover a few times. But I don't know. Is it worth watching? Should I check it out?
I think you should check it out. I mean,
because you liked it, or was it like shocking or?
Well, I mean, like, look, I mean, it's not like I sat up at night, like as a gay man thinking like what Hugh Hefner is really like in the real world, but it paints this picture of him as like a predator. And it's like, it was a cult and the girls couldn't even go out and they had to check in, and just a lot of things, which, I don't know. You've read things about yourself, I'm sure, where you're like, this is so not true. So I don't really buy into all sorts of fodder, but I just think it's interesting.
I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it and then we'll discuss it when we meet again. I haven't seen it, so I'll check it out.
It's just very interesting. What about anything else you would like to cover while you're here today? I like to give people a chance at the end. Like, thank you for answering all of my questions.
No, of course. No, that was really fun. Thank you.
Feel free to come back anytime. Like, I've followed your career since the beginning. Where can everyone find you online? And also, like, anyone that is interested in purchasing True Niagen Immune, like, where can they find that?
So I'm easy to find. I'm on social media, Brooke Burke. You can get all my info at brookeburke.com, recipes, blogs. You can download the app. You can go to the app store, smart TVs. We're kind of everywhere. And then True Niagen, which I know people, the spelling of it, just walmart.com, soon to be an Amazon. And you can find it on my site as well.
I love it. So yes, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate your time. I know you had a busy day, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great talking to you. Take care. I hope your day gets better.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Okay, bye.